Welcome back, everyone. Today we'll be answering the question, what is Adoulin? Although Adoulin is the name given both to the city as well as the outlying archipelago to its east, the Sacred City refers to the capital city itself, which is divided into two halves, Western and Eastern Adoulin, by the Cinro Sea. Western Adoulin sits on the edge of the continental Ulbuka and it's barricaded from the hinterland by a giant wall known as Joris Yet. As the busier half of the city, four of the six coalitions established to aid the pioneering effort are located here. Eastern Adoulin rests on the Isle of Adoulin to its east and is home to Castle Adoulin, the Selenia Wexworth Memorial Library, and the houses of the noble class. The two halves of the city are connected by the colossal Big Bridge, which spans the Cinro Sea. Adoulin's coat of arms is a motif of one larger sword with 11 smaller swords surrounding it to form a circle, to represent the founder king and his 11 trusted soldiers. The wing motif behind the swords symbolize the goddess Altana, for whom the dominant religions in Adoulin believe in. In ancient times, the Isle of Adoulin and its surrounding islands were ruled by the crocodile-like beastmen known as Velk, before they were driven out from Adoulin by a great hero. The hero August, now known as the Founder King, established the Adoulian Empire and built Castle Adoulin on the Isle of Adoulin, and a city then sprung up in its surrounding area. In recognition for their service, 11 of King August's most trusted soldiers were given land and status. Together, the royal family and the 11 houses would eventually become what is known as the 12 Orders of Adoulin today. Although King August went on to subjugate the rest of the region, he made an ancient pact on his deathbed that man would not set foot on Ulbuka again. This would soon be forgotten, as Adoulin later entered an age of exploration that lasted hundreds of years, known as the Great Expedition. The Great Expedition proved to be a futile attempt at expanding Adoulin's domain in Ulbuka and brought it to the brink of economic collapse. It was thus decided nearly 200 years ago, CE 673, that the city would no longer partake in colonization-related activities and would instead focus on mercantile pursuits. A giant wall, known as Joris Yet, was built around the city of Adoulin to separate what remained of its inhabitable land from the wilderness. In CE 773, sensing a need for change during the 17th Assembly, the ruling House of Adoulin elected to dissolve the long-standing imperial system in favor of a government represented by the 12 existing orders. This led to Adoulin developing into a city-state with a well-funded mercantile trade. In recent years, Ignace S. Adoulin, the Grand Chancellor of Adoulin, declared that the colonization project was to be restarted after centuries. Adoulin would thus open its borders to recruit pioneers from the Middlelands. Adoulin is governed by a ruling council that makes decisions via consensus. Ignace S. Adoulin, the current Grand Chancellor, acts as the figurehead of the Sacred City of Adoulin. As the council has the final say over all matters, both domestic and international, this position is merely an honorary title. While the leader of the Order of Adoulin traditionally holds the appointment of Grand Chancellor, each of the leaders of the other orders also hold key positions within the city of Adoulin. 5 leaders hold administrative positions as ministers in the city. The following is a brief overview of all the leaders. Grand Chancellor Ignace S. Adoulin. Traditionally held by a representative of the Order of Adoulin, the Grand Chancellor acts as the figurehead of the city and in recent years has also taken responsibility of foreign affairs. Minister of Commerce. Churro Machero, traditionally held by a representative of the Order of Gorny. The minister's role is to stimulate economic growth and mercantile success. Minister of Public Affairs, Sfinga, traditionally held by a representative of the Order of Janiston. The minister has closest ties with the Adoulin populace and is tasked with keeping the streets clean and the citizens happy. Minister of Finance, Melvien de Melicroy, traditionally held by a representative of the Order of Waltaris. This ministry is in charge of Adoulin's treasury and cataloging the nation's expenditures. Minister of Education, Ikhai Askamat, traditionally held by a representative of the Order of Rene. This minister fosters educational development among Adoulin citizenry and provides the means to increase their quality of life. Minister of Judication, Hildebert, traditionally held by a representative of the Order of Weatherspoon. This minister presides over Adoulin's courts and ensures that law is being observed. Adoulin's exorcist priority also falls under jurisdiction of the Minister of Judication. As part of the colonization effort, 6 public enterprises were also established, with each catering to a specific area of the effort and providing assignments for pioneers to undertake. The leaders of the 6 remaining orders serve as maesters of these coalitions. The following is a brief overview of the enterprises and who oversees them. Pioneers Coalition, Les Lavago. This coalition focuses on the pioneering effort in the hinterland as well as the city's agricultural interests. Couriers Coalition, Reginald. This coalition focuses on the inspection and distribution of the goods throughout the continent. Scouts Coalition, Margaret. This coalition focuses on surveying Olboka's wilds and conducting research. They are also tasked to manage the Selenia Memorial Library. Inventors Coalition, Amchuchu. This coalition focuses on manufacturing, inventions of new technology, and applied science in Adoulin. Murmurs Coalition, Flaviria. This coalition focuses on recreation and boosting the morale of people of Adoulin. Peacekeepers Coalition, Gratzig. This coalition focuses on maintaining the peace, security, and defense of Adoulin. Only the eminent of members may be chosen as a successor to an order when a leader either abdicates or passes on, though not considered houses by strict standards, as they are not always headed by the progeny of an order's founding member, and sometimes even chose not to appoint a leader if none of the candidates are deemed fit for succession. Their lineages remain intact thanks to in part to adoption of heirs and strategic marriage practices. Each order has its own sphere of influence, and the representative of a particular order will assume the office of either minister or maester of its appointed dominion, working for the benefit of the city and its populace. While no longer officially a royal family, the Adoulins are direct descendants of the founder king Auguste Adoulin, with the blood of that renowned ruling coursing uncorrupted through the veins of its current scion, Ignace S. Adoulin. The 12 orders of Adoulin were founded by King August and his 11 most trusted generals in recognition for the contributions to the land. The order are consecutively named after each of them. They are the following: August P. Adoulin, Gontram Waltaris, Jurius Weatherspoon, Zenira Janiston, Rolla Renee, Cheswick Gorney, Yorcia Haverton, Yassi Caria, Surdus Vokane, Hinedal Thuranot, Mormar Snedic, Marjami Orvel. Formerly the royal family, the members of this order sit at the apex of the alliance which gave birth to the Sacred City of Adoulin, and their representative traditionally claims the position of Grand Chancellor within Adoulin's body politic. The order is symbolized by a swallow, the relevance of which has caused much debate. With the venerable King August Adoulin as the order's ancestor, it is only natural that the community looks to them when in need of direction and decisive action. The family occupies Castle of Dolan and the towering edifice that defies the eastern district of the city. Symbolized by a verdant leaf in ages past, this order's distinguished members hold the economic fate of the city in their hands. As its most distinguished of members take the office of the Minister of Finance as the former head of the order. Melvin D. Melicroy once served in this esteemed post. Due to the sway they hold over the station, the vast majority of this organization devotes itself to the study of fiscal matters and theories of coin inside its building situated in eastern Adolin's Cornwall Esplanade. Their custom of installing shrewdness with Gill in its members perhaps explain why more bureaucrats hail from the Order of Waltaris than any other institution in Ulbuka. Purveyors of Adoulin's judicial system, this order is led by the senescent and austere Hildebert. In contrast, their coat of arms, once considered of a young and vibrant butterfly, which has often been used as a joke at the aging Elvon's expense. The Order of Witherspoon also exercises jurisdiction over exorcist activities, and the position of arch-exorcist occupied by Voltimir is always one chosen by those within the order. The group shares the Cornwall Escapade with the Order of Waltaris as the site of its headquarters. The motherly Svenja uses her seemingly infinite kindness to fairly govern this organization. With her unconditional largesse and inexhaustible energy, it's difficult to tell exactly where Svenja's role as Meister ends and the rest of the order begins. The order's coat of arms was adorned with a soothingly cool dewdrop long ago, which even now perfectly exemplifies the fact that many of its members are adept practitioners of medicine and white magic. They often give back to the community by supporting pioneers on the front lines of the colonization movement and looking after ill individuals within the city's wall. With their base of operations situated in western Adolin's Place Triumphant, the old symbol of this order, a lush tuft of shimmering grass, accurately illustrates the importance they place on the natural world, which is heralded heralded by their mistress and Adolin's Minister of Education, Ikai Askamon. In addition to cultivating geomantic powers, the order also works to install skepticism and critical thinking in its members, which explains why researchers, in addition to geomancers, belong to this order. Interestingly, the order's abode rests snugly on the side of Sevendreehide Hillock, named after the father of the runic arts. Many Adoulians joke that while the snake is slimy enough, the order's insignia should be the mosquito instead, because it's doyen. Chero Monchero, the Minister of Commerce, is widely successful at sucking the city's populace dry. While their tendencies spurn the more theoretical aspects of economics for the sake of turning a profit, does not necessarily help their cause. No one can argue that merchants from the Order of Gorny, both home and abroad, do not contribute to the wealth of the city as a whole. Those interested in making a little extra beld or learning the gift of the gab to get Gill should seek them out in the Cornwall Esplanade in eastern Adoulin. Sometimes known by the Midnight Raven that acted as their regalia in the days of yore, this order is headed by the heady and inquisitive Margaret. They are intricately tied to the Scouts Coalition. To further this symbolic relationship, the order put its members through myriad living hells to ensure they possessed the wit and determination to accurately gather all the necessary information needed for their assignment and to concisely convey it to their clients. Like many of the other orders tied to the specific coalitions, the building in which the Order of Heverton conducts most of its business sits directly across from its sister coalition. Though some speculate that the architectural arrangement is so that the coalition members can catch order escapees mid-flight. This order may possibly be the most recognizable, not only because of its leader serves as the maester for the Pioneers Coalition, which to anyone who has braved the indefinitely long lines to register as a pioneer knows is a popular one, but because she is also the famous Lay Lavago. Many a Pioneers Coalition member has undertaken a mission at her behest to come back utterly exhausted, but better for both the experience and the opportunity to work for the good of Adoulin. Their symbol, a monkey, represents ingenuity in the face of the unknown. However, Lay's tough love is but a continuation of the Order's policies, which have brought prosperity to Adoulin as well as notoriety to the Coalition. Through extensive survival training that consists of spending weeks on end deep within the eastern Vulcan jungle, agriculture endeavors that leave participants with dirt up to their elbows, and the operation of island workshops throughout the archipelago, the Order of Korea brings a bounty from both land and sea back to Adoulin. Its main building stands right next to that of the Pioneers Coalition in western Adoulin, which makes it difficult to miss. Tasked with keeping the city safe and sound, those within its ranks who exhibit exceptional sense of allegiance to Adoulin and an ability to keep their composure can be elevated to the role of Peacekeepers Coalition Maester. The Grizzly Gratzig currently occupies that position, and Adoulin's citizens report that peace has certainly taken root throughout the city, much like the Order's ancient emblem. As keeping the peace involves dealing with nefarious criminals and sanguinary monstrosities, they place particular emphasis upon having a muscular frame. Training for the new recruits is especially arduous, with sessions beginning in the wee hours of the morning in front of the Order's headquarters next to the Peacekeepers Coalition and ending when eastern Adoulin is once again enveloped in darkness. Currently headed by the dry-witted Flavaria, those within the Order's ranks who wish to be appointed as the Mummers Correlation's Maester must dance circles around their competition. For an appropriate analogy to this, one need to look no further than the darting tongue of the Order's ancient emblem, the lizard. Those many members take the analogy further by becoming proficient with the lizard tongue like polearm. The Order is well known for their performers skilled in both letters and arms. The more avant-garde entertainers among them have begun adding techniques involving small animals to their repertoire, which causes detractors to quip that their building near the residential area is the most entertaining and cost-effective bestiary in all of Abulka. In contrast to its antiquary marine emblem, the Order of Schnedeck raised maesters of the Couriers Coalition have been nothing but a pinnacle of righteousness, of which the current maester, Reginald, is an excellent example. Though members may tame beasts in a similar manner to their counterparts of the Order of Thuradont, they combine their skills in domestication with knowledge in the field of transport to improve trade routes with other nations. They also guard against smuggling and barely have a blemish on their record. The monument to efficiency that is their building stands behind the Couriers Coalition, a symbol of Reginald's belief that the members of the order keep the city operating behind the scenes. Formerly an order of knights who flew banners emblazoned with spiders, this order now maintains close ties with the Inventors Coalition. The head of Orville, Amchuchu, and an energetic and gifted rune fencer, serves concurrently as the leader of both organizations. Many order members dabble in crafting as well as the runic arts, which explains why so many of them go on to become rune fencers and contribute to the Inventors Coalition. In addition, the Order places a particular emphasis on the thrill of discovery, leading to an exceptional number of naval recruits and explorers among their ranks. The building that houses this band of inquisitive individuals can be found directly behind the Inventors Coalition's headquarters. Adoulin has a diverse population, with the most dominant race being Hume. Although the people of Adoulin only speak the common language, they practice a number of different religious beliefs, ranging from believers of Altana, which consist of Emert Church, Church of Sandoria, and Church of Tabnasia, Animatism, and Telekeeperism. In the next video, we will explore the first of the enlightened races, the Humes. So please stay tuned for that. Comment down below if any of this information was new to you or what your favorite part of Adoulin is. Like the video and subscribe if you want to see more and stay up to date on this series covering Final Fantasy XI and the world of Vana'diel.